Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marley. You're watching Marley's Inspiration. I hope you're having a great morning. It is early here. I wanted to get this video filmed and up for you so that you could watch it and see what happened yesterday. So basically what happened yesterday is they were saying that we were a 9 out of 10 Torcon. We were 5 out of 5 for severe storms. A 9 out of 10 Torcon mainly means you have a 90% chance of long track tornadoes. And a long track tornado basically means once the tornado's on the ground, it's on the ground for a while. And it can destroy different towns in its path. It's not a small tornado, it's a giant one. So the last time we had a long track tornado on the ground in my area was back in 2011, April 27th, 2011. I'll put a picture right here so you can see the damage that was caused. It was devastating. There was 22 people that lost their lives in this tornado. There was no storm shelters back then, so people could go and get in storm shelters. The school was completely devastated. There was a lot of devastation. Like, you could literally see the path of the tornado, and it was an EF5 tornado. And yes, there is a such thing as an EF5 tornado. This tornado stayed on the ground from the time that it hit the next town over until it reached, I believe, Alabama-Georgia line. I'm not sure, but I know it stayed on the ground for a good bit, causing devastation in its wake. I remember because I was at work and we lost power. When we lost power, they basically told us that we could go ahead and go home because we weren't going to have power for 24 hours. So we were watching out the window and we were watching these pickup trucks, and they were coming by where I worked because the town that the tornado hit did not have a hospital. So they were having to transport people from the next town over to the hospital, which is a 15-minute drive in between. And you could see the pickup trucks with people laid out in the back of them with injuries. It was something that I will never forget as long as I live. That picture is in my mind from now on. Like, I cannot forget it. Once you see something like that, you never forget it. So basically yesterday, they were expecting it to be like that or worse. That's what they were expecting. So you can imagine the next town over that went through a devastating tornado and lost 22 people were really, really on edge. Like, everybody in my area was on edge. They opened all the storm shelters because they built storm shelters after that tornado. And so everybody was going to the storm shelters. People were going to the restaurants getting food so that in case the power went out, they'd have something to eat. And the weatherman he prayed live on air. When our weatherman prays live on air, we know it's about to get bad. So my husband works in the next town over because they completely rebuilt. And remembering what happened in 2011, they went ahead and let him go home. But I'm going to back up a little bit because I want to tell you, as soon as I found out we were at a Torcon of 9 out of 10, I posted on my community post, but I also posted in my prayer group on Telegram. They went to prayer immediately. I love my prayer group. They went to prayer immediately for us and for everyone that was in the wake of this storm system. My husband, I prayed and asked God, please, Lord, let my husband get off early today. Within, I'd say, an hour after that prayer, my husband called and he said they're going to work through noon and then they're getting off early. And that was a prayer answered for me. I was so thankful for that. So my husband got off early. He came home and we were together the whole day yesterday from noon until last night, until it was time for bed. So my nerves were settled. I was fine because I knew where my husband was. I knew everything was going to be okay. Okay, so it stayed calm yesterday. Just about the whole afternoon up until about 6 o'clock, 5:30 to 6 o'clock, we went under a tornado warning. Well, that tornado warning didn't last long. I ended up being in the closet, which I might show you a picture of me sitting in the closet. But anyways, after that, we didn't have any more tornado warnings until about 7:30 last night. Okay, so this is the storm. You can see the clouds churning. You can see the circular motion in the clouds. As you see the circular motion in the clouds, keep in mind this storm right here was just down my road. Like, it was literally 10 minutes away from me. You see how it's trying to form a tornado. Now, I'm going to let you see a picture of the after it completely formed. That was a tornado trying to form. If it was not for God, and I know this, if it was not for God, that would have turned into a tornado. That would have come straight down my road, and we would have had major devastation. That was a huge, huge cloud. That could have been anywhere from an EF4 to EF5 tornado if it would have finished forming. But God protected us. God protected us. He kept that tornado from forming. And I'm happy to say, in my area at least, there were no tornadoes. None. Our weatherman was so thankful that what they predicted for our area did not happen. And that is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you put your faith in God. You know that He's not going to let any harm come to you, and He protects you. So what they were saying was going to be a devastating day for us yesterday. It was calm. Yes, we did have a few tornado warnings. Yes, we did have a few tornado warned storms, but thank God, no tornadoes. No tornadoes for Northeast Mississippi, my area. That is a complete miracle. And that is why I said, I want you to see what God did for us yesterday. Thousands of prayers went up yesterday all around my area. Not to mention my prayer group, not to mention everyone who saw my community post and you started praying. Thank you so much. Thank you. Because like I said, look at that picture. That could have been devastating for us. I love you all. I just wanted you to see how good God is. I wanted you to see the miracle that God performed yesterday. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.